This is gonna blow your mind. History isn't just facts. It's an adventure waiting to unfold. From ancient civilizations to modern marvels, every corner of history holds a treasure. We'll uncover untold stories, debunk myths, and bring forgotten legends back to life. Join us on a journey through time, where every chapter is a thrilling discovery. Ready to unlock the secrets of history? Hit subscribe and let's get started.
The air is crisp, leaves fall, the sun sets, shadows grow long, the veil between our world and the spirit world thins. We call it Halloween. Our journey begins with the Celts in Ireland and Britain over 2,000 years ago. For them, this night was Samhain, marking the end of the harvest and the start of winter. The Celts believed that on Samhain, the boundary between worlds dissolved, allowing spirits to cross over. They lit bonfires to ward off evil spirits and wore costumes to disguise themselves. Over time, the Romans conquered Celtic lands, blending their traditions with Samhain. Later, Christianity spread, and the Church tried to replace pagan holidays with Christian ones. All Saints' Day on November 1st was meant to honor saints, but All Hallows' Eve kept the spirit of Samhain alive. Halloween journeyed across the ocean with Irish immigrants to America, evolving and adapting. Trick-or-treating costumes and haunted houses became part of the celebration. Today, Halloween is a global phenomenon, a blend of ancient traditions and modern customs. Join us now as we unravel this fascinating history, exploring how Halloween evolved from a pagan festival into the worldwide celebration we know and love today.
The Celts were deeply connected to the rhythms of nature. Samhain, celebrated on the night of October 31st, marked the end of the harvest season. It was a time to celebrate the bounty of the earth and to prepare for the coming darkness. The Celts believed that the natural world was filled with spirits, especially active on Samhain. As the days grew shorter and the nights grew longer, the Celts could sense the approach of winter. Samhain was a time of transition, a time when the boundaries between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. The Celts believed that on Samhain, the veil that separated the living from the dead grew thin. This meant that spirits could more easily pass between the worlds. It was a time when the spirits of the dead could return to the world of the living. It was a time of both celebration and trepidation. Imagine a world where the spirits of your ancestors could walk among you. This was the reality for the Celts on Samhain. The Celts believed that not all spirits were benevolent. Some were mischievous or even malevolent. They developed rituals to protect themselves, including building huge bonfires to ward off evil spirits. The Celts would gather around these bonfires, offering sacrifices of animals and crops. They also wore costumes, not just for fun, but to disguise themselves from the spirits. They would wear animal skins and heads, hoping to blend in with the spirits. These traditions were meant to protect and celebrate during this mystical time. Samhain wasn't just about fearing the dead, it was also about honoring them. It was a time to remember loved ones who had passed on. The Celts believed that the spirits of the dead could offer guidance and protection. Families would set places at their tables for deceased relatives and leave out food and drink as offerings. They would tell stories about their ancestors, keeping their memories alive. Divination was also an important part of Samhain, consulting with druids who could communicate with the dead. Samhain was a time of great spiritual significance, celebrating the harvest, honoring the dead, and facing fears. These ancient traditions would eventually evolve into the holiday we know today as Halloween.
Over time, the Romans began to incorporate elements of Samhain into their own celebrations. The Celts adapted their traditions under Roman rule, resulting in a unique cultural fusion. The Roman influence on Samhain is evident in the way we celebrate Halloween today. The Roman emphasis on feasts and offerings can be seen in our tradition of Halloween treats. As Christianity spread, it too began to interact with these ancient traditions. The early church fathers faced a dilemma: eradicate pagan beliefs or incorporate them into the Christian framework. This blending of traditions resulted in a unique cultural fusion, a testament to the adaptability of both the Celts and the Romans. The Roman influence on Samhain is evident in the way we celebrate Halloween today. The early church chose to adapt pagan holidays to fit within the Christian faith. One significant development was the establishment of All Saints' Day. In the 7th century, Pope Boniface IV consecrated the Pantheon as a Christian church, dedicating it to all Christian martyrs. Later, in the 9th century, Pope Gregory IV moved All Saints' Day to November 1st, perhaps to Christianize Samhain. The night before All Saints' Day became known as All Hallows' Eve, eventually becoming Halloween. The Roman influence, combined with evolving Christian traditions, set the stage for Halloween's journey across the Atlantic.
The year is 1845. A blight strikes the potato crop in Ireland, leading to famine. To escape, countless Irish families seek a new life across the Atlantic, bringing their traditions with them. Among these traditions are the ancient customs of Halloween. The Irish bring stories of Samhain, spirits, and fairies, finding a new home in America. America in the 19th century is a land of opportunity and challenges. The Irish immigrants face prejudice and discrimination but cling to their traditions. Halloween in America initially remains a low-key affair within Irish communities. Families gather to tell stories, carve turnips into lanterns, and remember those they left behind. As the years pass, Halloween begins to change, adapting to its new environment. American customs blend with Irish traditions, leading to the evolution of Halloween. Halloween in America initially remains a relatively low-key affair, celebrated primarily within Irish communities. Families gather to tell stories, carve turnips into lanterns, and remember those they left behind. But as the years pass, Halloween begins to change, adapting to its new environment. American customs and beliefs begin to blend with the Irish traditions. The abundance of pumpkins in America leads to the replacement of turnips with pumpkins for carving jack-o'-lanterns. Halloween gradually evolves from a solemn commemoration of the dead into a more lighthearted celebration. The focus shifts from honoring ancestors to reveling in the spooky and the mysterious. Children, eager for treats and excitement, embrace the tradition of dressing up in costumes. By the late 19th century, Halloween had transformed into a distinctly American holiday, a time for community gatherings, playful pranks, and spooky fun. Halloween becomes an opportunity for young people to let off steam. Pranks, often harmless but sometimes more mischievous, become a hallmark of the holiday. From tipping over outhouses to soaping windows, these pranks are generally tolerated as part of the Halloween spirit. As cities grow and concerns about vandalism rise, communities begin to look for ways to channel the energy of Halloween into more organized activities. The rise of trick-or-treating provides a safer and more structured alternative to unsupervised pranks. Halloween parties, once primarily family affairs, become increasingly popular.
The 20th century dawned, and America's industries boomed. Mass production changed everything, and Halloween caught the eye of businesses. The first Halloween costumes were simple, often homemade, but as demand grew, companies began mass-producing costumes. Candy companies recognized the potential of Halloween, churning out sugary treats with spooky themes. Halloween spending skyrocketed, becoming a multi-billion-dollar industry. Retailers transformed grocery stores into haunted supermarkets, and pharmacies peddled potions alongside prescriptions. Halloween, once a celebration with roots in ancient rituals and immigrant traditions, had become a commercial juggernaut. Some lamented this shift, seeing it as a betrayal of the holiday's deeper meaning. Others embraced the fun, the extravagance, and the opportunity for businesses to thrive. Despite its commercialization, Halloween retained its ability to enchant. The mass production of Halloween extended beyond costumes and candy. Decorations became increasingly elaborate, with plastic skeletons, inflatable pumpkins, and fog machines. Haunted houses, once amateur affairs, became big business with elaborate sets and professional actors. Halloween had become a spectacle, a feast for the senses. The rise of the internet and social media intensified Halloween's commercialization. Online retailers offered an endless array of costumes, decorations, and party supplies. Social media platforms became stages for Halloween one-upmanship, with people competing for the most creative costumes and spookiest decorations. Despite its rampant commercialization, Halloween has retained its ability to enchant. It remains a time for imagination, a time to escape the ordinary. For adults, Halloween offers a chance to shed inhibitions and embrace their alter egos. Costume parties have become a staple of adult Halloween celebrations. The commercialization of Halloween reflects the holiday's enduring appeal. Halloween, in its own way, has become a reflection of modern society, a blend of consumerism and creativity, of tradition and innovation, of fear and fun.
Halloween, with its origins in the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain, might seem like a uniquely Western tradition. But the truth is far more nuanced. The themes that underpin Halloween, the cycle of life and death, the honoring of ancestors, the interplay of fear and celebration, resonate across cultures and throughout history. As Halloween spread beyond its Celtic roots, it encountered a rich tapestry of beliefs and practices related to death, the supernatural, and the transition between seasons. In some cases, these encounters resulted in a blending of traditions, with Halloween customs merging with existing local customs. In other cases, Halloween served as a catalyst, inspiring new celebrations that reflected unique cultural perspectives. In Mexico, for example, the ancient Aztec festival of Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, coincides with Halloween. While often perceived as Mexico's version of Halloween, Dia de los Muertos is a distinct celebration with its own rich history and traditions. It's a joyous occasion, a time to welcome the spirits of deceased loved ones back to the world of the living. Families create colorful altars, or ofrendas, adorned with photos, food, drinks, and other offerings to entice the spirits to visit. Remembering the dead. While Halloween in the United States often emphasizes spooky costumes and trick-or-treating, many cultures around the world use this time of year to reflect on their ancestors and the cycle of life and death. These celebrations, while diverse in their expressions, share a common thread, a recognition of the enduring bond between the living and the dead. In China, for instance, the Hungry Ghost Festival, observed in August, centers on honoring deceased ancestors. Families offer food and burn incense to appease the spirits of the departed, ensuring they have a smooth journey in the afterlife. Similarly, in Japan, the Obon festival, typically held in July or August, involves welcoming the spirits of ancestors back home. Families clean and decorate graves, light lanterns to guide the spirits, and perform dances to honor them. These traditions, while distinct from Halloween, highlight the universality of certain human experiences. The desire to remember and honor those who came before us transcends cultural boundaries. Whether through solemn rituals, joyful celebrations, or a blend of both, people around the world find ways to acknowledge the cycle of life and death and to maintain a connection with their ancestors. From ancient roots to modern expressions, Halloween's global journey blends ancient traditions with modern influences. American pop culture has introduced Halloween worldwide. This exchange creates unique hybrid celebrations. In Japan, Halloween is popular among young people. It offers elaborate costumes and themed parties. Social media spreads Halloween traditions globally. Halloween connects people through shared traditions and modern interpretations.
Halloween, a night of mischief and magic, a night when the veil between worlds thins. Why do we still don costumes, carve pumpkins, and tell ghost stories? Perhaps it's the thrill of the unknown. Halloween allows us to confront those fears, to laugh at them. It's a safe way to explore the darker side of our imaginations. Or maybe it's the connection to the past. Halloween also offers a sense of community. A celebration for the ages. Halloween has journeyed through time. From ancient bonfires to modern store aisles, it has evolved, reflecting changing beliefs. Romans blended their traditions with the Celts. Christianity transformed pagan rituals into holidays. Irish immigrants brought Halloween to America. American ingenuity made it a commercial powerhouse. Yet Halloween retains its essential spirit. It's a celebration of life, death, and imagination, a time to confront fears and embrace the unknown. Even in a tech-driven world, there's room for magic. Halloween celebrates storytelling, community, and imagination. Gather around the flames, share a tale, and celebrate. Halloween is a timeless tradition, destined to endure.